Great to see this man here in the flesh. I love you, sir. I don't care who knows it. Giancarlo Esposito, great to see you.
Great to see you as well.
I mean, spectacular. I'm a diehard fan of the show, and I see this, and I know what I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
Oh, wow. I'm thinking a whole bunch of things. You know, I read the scripts, and then I see the visual imagery that they put together, and I got to tell you, it is stellar. And when you start to watch this show, the tension just keeps rising, and the morality of the show keeps begging the question, who are you? Where do you stand? It is explosive, and it is engaging, and it's the best television ever.
You know what? I cannot argue with a single word you just said. And the amazing thing about it, especially just seeing that and just hearing you say what you just said about seeing it from the script to the screen. And our terrestrial radio audience just has back here on the Rich Eisen Show, we just saw a trailer for the final season, sixth and final season of Better Call Saul, and the man who plays Gust Fring, Giancarlo Esposito, here in studio. That the remarkable aspect about the drama that's built up is, we know, it's not even a spoiler alert that this is a prequel. We know your character is going to survive, right? We know Jimmy McGill, a.k.a. Saul Goodman, is going to survive. We know Jonathan Banks, his character, is going to make it to the next, day, Breaking Bad. But I'm still on the edge of my seat. It's unbelievable.
It's truly amazing because you get a chance to see how these people make the decisions that got them to where you're going to pick them up or where you already know they've arrived. And to do that dramatically, Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, who is the showrunner of this particular show, they are brilliant at creating that tension that allows you moment-to-moment, edge-of-your-seat filmmaking. Every frame is like a film. It's a visual story, and they've mastered the visual story. I'm so proud to be a part of this show in this new incarnation of Better Call Saul that is not a bookend. Many people think it'll be a bookend to what Breaking Bad was, and they will go hand in hand, but there will be space and time in between, which is quite wonderful. And this year, I've had a chance to also show myself in another incarnation on this show, just dropping a little bomb, and that's all I'll say.
All right, come on now. What do you mean another incarnation?
I knew you were going to ask that, Rich.
It's my job.
My numbers
to
are
ask
good, baby. My
questions.
numbers are good. I mean, it reminds me of the day I threw out the first pitch in Altoona, baby. And I was down in the basement, and that 90 feet is a long way. It's 90 feet. You're going to have to wait to really find out. But I have been inspired by this show in not only as an actor, but also in other ways.
What do you think this could possibly mean, Chris?
I don't know.
I
don't know. You're asking me. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Because I'm trying to determine what you're picking up. Because
if I'm putting it down correctly,
okay,
you will pick it up. But don't linger on it too long.
Okay.
Because if you pick it up.
How about this? Have you played Gust Fring for the last time in your professional playing career?
Oh, that's another great question. Well, I always feel like every time this ends I have, but I always feel like I have more to give. And I'm an actor, so I want the audience to know everything about Gust Fring. But if you're able to know less, there's more mystery. And so just when I think it's over, Vince Gilligan says, you never know. Boy, do I love that.
Yeah, Gust prequel.
Well, I've always wanted, I'll just say it, I've always felt in my mind there is room for the rise of Gus. This show's about Jimmy McGill.
Yes.
It's a reflection of who we are and what we do and what we become. How you become comfortable with that, justify it, and go, Jimmy has a line in, I think it's the fourth season, I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm good at this. I can play this guy. And sooner or later, you're going to see the whole picture, I believe.
Who are you channeling when you're acting as Gust Fring?
The evil side of me, my alter ego.
Your own personal alter ego.
I think, acting is a way of healing your personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you drop into a character in such a way that I do for Breaking Bad and then recreating Gust Fring for Better Call Saul, I didn't want to do the same thing. This season for Gus, you're going to see a very different Gus than what you've seen before because of the pressure. We as human beings, when we're under pressure, we either melt, we acquiesce, or we stand up in some other way. But with that, you see new colors. And so you'll see some new colors from Gus in season 6 of Better Call Saul.
See, that's the beauty of this show. If you can just drill down as to why this show is successful and why Breaking Bad was successful, removing the imagery from it and how you pointed out going from script to screen and how beautiful it looks and how remarkable it is and how well it is shot and how unique it looks on the screen. It's all about decision making and what you do in certain situations, whether it's pressure packed or it's all about decisions you make. And that's what Breaking Bad literally meant, about the character that Bryan Cranston so expertly played and was decorated for is his decision, once he got his diagnosis and what he did with it.
I brought my 2 daughters to the premiere last night. I remember when they were 10, we'd go to a Greek diner. I'm the last one to order. They say, Papa, how can you be such a great actor? You can't make up your mind on a menu. They said the menu in a Greek diner is the same in every diner you go across America. And what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? I'm not like that when I'm working as an actor playing Gust Fring. I love what you said because I think humility is involved. For Vince Gilligan, for Peter Gould, for all the writers in the writer's room and all the folks in the set, even though they have a template to know the rhythm and know how they do it, I think they're still team players. And they're humble and they're present. The thing I realize about being present is you never know what's going to happen. But it's hard to be present as an actor sometimes because you want to figure it out so you don't fumble the pill. Right? So you rehearse like me in the basement at Altoona throwing out the first pitch, right? The guy said it's 90 feet. They made me nervous. It's 90 feet. You better practice. I'm in my hotel room with a pillow against a chair, throwing the ball. If you miss, oh my God, the guy, keep your job, keep your day job, right?
Yes.
But you have to let all that go when you hit the field. Same thing with acting, same thing with the writers. Be present in the moment. What's happening right now that makes this show, defines this show for what it is? It's each moment that you are present, that you allow something new to take place.
And then some of these scenes, I will watch it back 2-3 times.
Oh, my goodness.
No, because I want to make sure I'm picking up what is being said. There's always Easter eggs. There's always an Easter egg on this program. But also, I just love the acting. I love it when you're doing what you're doing and you're playing your character, and then there's another lead pipe wielding professional doing that in the scene, right? And do you sometimes have to wind down after a scene, like say with Jonathan Banks or with anybody else on that?
Jonathan, I love working with him. Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is there's a lot going on in my mind when I play this character. I love, firstly, I'll say what Bob Odenkirk does. And he made me aware of something last night at the big premiere show. Will come on April 18th, of course. You will all see it. But he said, I have a lot of words to depict and to say what I need to say as a character. You have very few. How do you do it? How do you allow the audience to know so much with so little to say?
Yes.
And for me, it's been an exercise as an actor for my physicality, my body language. You're using your physicality, body language, eyebrows, eyes, emotions, but it's all about what you're thinking inside.
What are you thinking?
What are you thinking? Well, when I'm in a very difficult scene, in a very difficult moment, I have moments with Tony Dalton, who is an amazing actor who plays Lalo Salamanca this season, where I'm just furious at his smarts and what he does. And I'm trying to figure out how to be ahead of him. So that's what I'm thinking. How do I get ahead of him? How do I allow the audience to know I don't believe what's taking place? I have questions. There's something else happening, and then direct them to do things to help me know in my heart what really is the truth. You dig?
I do.
So there's always some tape playing, but it's not just a random tape. It's a tape that is directly connected to the storyline of this show, and it's the thread comes from Breaking Bad.
Giancarlo Esposito here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, twice now you've mentioned this first pitch. I need to hear more about this. What are you talking about, your first pitch? You threw a first pitch at a...
Altoona farm team a couple of years back.
Okay.
And my dear friend Joe Cosentino, who is gone on to... he used to play for the Red Sox. Okay. And we've got a big matchup coming this weekend with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yes, great.
And so I went down to the farm team to throw out the first pitch, and I was very, very nervous, and I practiced in the hotel room a few weeks before. He actually, Joe, my dear Big Bear friend, he played for the Red Sox and then eventually went to the Yankees. For short year or so. And he gave me a bunch of balls and said, you better practice. It's a longer distance than you think. And I'm an athlete, and I don't know if you know this. You may know this. You know me a little bit. I've been here a few times.
Yes.
I was a catcher in Little League. And so that started my baseball fandom. And so I realized that my analogies come from sports in my working career because it just doesn't happen overnight. You practice, you feel it. You have to figure out. I loved you earlier. Even today, you said the guy's got soft hands.
Yes.
How to have a strong arm, accurate arm, but have the right feel, touch. That's what I do in my work. So that throwing out that pitch made me real nervous. I practiced for a long time, and guess what? I threw a strike.
Attaboy. I threw a first pitch at Dodger Stadium, and I was so nervous. I actually went to a mound and practiced. I had to. Because as you know, if you screw it up, it's on YouTube forever. And so I would have hit the right-handed hitter, but my left-handed hitter would have swung and missed at my junk. It would have gone right out of the zone. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Love it.
So, I didn't bounce it. It wasn't embarrassing.
Good.
So we got through it. By the way, T.J. Jefferson over your right shoulder. Altoona, have you ever been to that game? He's from Altoona.
Yeah, it was.
So.
You were in
Oh, wow, are you?
That's my hometown. Yeah, it was in
Wow, I
Altoona
love it.
Curve baseball. That's the Pirates affiliate there in Altoona.
There you
is
go.
the Curve,
Now it is. Yeah.
So I
Great
think this was
stadium.
2014 around that time.
No, you said it was
it?
just a couple of years
Oh,
ago. That's what he said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great stadium. And what I refer to in the basement is they have a pitcher's mound in the basement at that stadium. That is obviously the stats are exactly right.
Right.
But I was shocked. It's a bunker in the basement, and there's a mound, and you're not 90 feet, and there's the plate and the whole deal. But it still didn't tell the story of getting out there, people screaming, out in the open air, and being on that mound. I just do what I do for Gust Fring. Deep breaths, calm down, focus, and get it across the plate, baby.
I love it.
But I only had to do it one time, Rich.
That's it. That's all it is.
These other guys got to do it over and over and over again.
And then when you were a catcher for Little League in the Bronx, was it Danny Almonte on the mound? Was it that
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, you're the same age, right?
soon.
Is it still too soon?
Too soon.
How old was he instead of being 13?
23.
Well,
I think.
no, he was supposed to be 12, but he was 14.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not that
Wow.
bad.
Remember he was throwing like 95
He was
or something like
mowing
that.
everybody
Oh
down.
my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So did you have any pop in your bat as a catcher? Is Little League at all?
Yeah, I was a very good batter.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. I was a strong kid. I was hefty, and I think my mother, she came to one game, two games here or there, and I got a throw down from the third baseline to home plate.
Yes.
I caught a runner in between, and one throw back and forth. I was a very good runner, and I just put the ball in my hand. And I just ran at him. I knew I was going to get to him before he got back to third.
Yeah.
And but he turned and he tried to slip me, and I just put the ball right in his gut. My mother was like, "Did you just punch him in the stomach?" I said, "No, the ball did. It wasn't me.
It's not you. It was the ball. Come on, Mom. So who was your guy growing up? Was it
Thurman Munson.
Thurman Munson? I was literally going to say
I knew you
that
were.
name. Thurman Munson, being a catcher in Little League, and you're
And
in
he
the
was from
Bronx.
Ohio. My mother was from Cleveland. I grew up for a part-time in Cleveland. It was all connected in some way. Baseball to me is just a champion's game. It really is. And you have to have patience, and it moves a little faster than golf. I heard you talk about Tiger. We love them. The Masters. Yeah, I'm picking up on what you laid down,
That's
baby.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. But Thurman was your guy, huh?
He was my guy.
Me too.
Yes, indeed.
And I remember I was in summer camp when I heard the awful news about him.
Yes, indeed.
It's like one of those moments, flashbulb memory for me, where I
Just go. Yeah, I think it's the first time I realized that you die.
Yes, 1979.
79. There is some limit on our timing. And some of us don't know when, and that's okay. Give us a lot of joy, as we all want to bring joy to our world in certain ways. And little things make you happy. And for me, it's the little things in life that really allow me to realize how much we affect each other. Like that plaque on your desk.
Yeah, best dad ever. I know we'll do battle on that front. Giancarlo Esposito here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so let's combine two of your loves and passions, baseball and acting.
Why not?
Okay, to your right, sir, underneath your hat is a Rich Eisen Show card. We have written down on it 3 sentences that are a promo, like a baseball broadcast promo, promoting the upcoming game between the Yankees and the Red Sox on opening day. I'd like you to read these words and 3 different characters that you've played, okay? First one, I'd like you to read these words as community-friendly Gust Fring. The Gust Fring that is out there in the world. Nobody knows who you are. You're Los Pollos Hermanos. You're the guy who's, selling them chicken, okay?
Love it.
And also giving out checks to community groups, things like that.
The fun run.
Here we go. So go for it, Giancarlo Esposito.
It's opening day, and it's a battle of good versus evil. The latest chapter of the long-standing rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the sun is out, and it is a great day for baseball.
Now that we have that, I'd like you to read it as drug warlord Gust Fring. If you can channel that right now and read the same lines.
It's opening day, and it's a battle of good versus evil. The latest chapter of the long-standing rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the sun is out, and it is a great day for baseball. Oh my gosh, Rich, you're fun. I love being put on the spot by you.
Okay, here we go.
I'm scared right now.
Then here's the last one then. Here's one more.
All right.
One more. I'd like you to read this as Moff Gideon, the evil Moff Gideon, who you play so expertly in The Mandalorian, if you don't mind.
You have something I want. It's opening day, and it's a battle of good versus evil. The latest chapter of the long-standing rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. From Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, the sun is out, and it is a great day for baseball.
Masterclass.
What fun you are.
Now, how would Big Brother Almighty?
Almighty. There you go, baby.
Oh, when do I and my children, the whole family, get more Mandalorian?
You'll get it soon. You'll get it soon. I've got a few things to do in regard to that, to put some finishing touches on what I do.
Okay.
But I believe it'll be sometime this summer. No date set yet, but coming soon.
Okay. How? Again, I'm just assuming, but when the Star Wars folks, whoever that might be, or Disney folks reach out to you and say, would you like to be the evil character in The Mandalorian, in the Star Wars oeuvre, the first television show based on it, how quickly do you say yes to that?
Oh, my goodness. Jon Favreau called me, said, I have good news and bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, I wrote a role for you in Mandalorian, specifically for you. And I said, wow, fantastic. What's the bad news? The bad news is all the money's going on the screen. And I said, is there more good news? How about back end, baby? And he said to me, Disney's doing it. Wow. I have nothing but great things to say about this studio, about this franchise,
yes.
In regard to how they have enlightened our children to mythology and to what's right and how to go about doing what's right, how to be in service. The Mandalorian is service. And thankfully, I've been on another job in New York, and pandemic hit, things have gotten backed up, and they have waited for me with such wonderful love and respect for me to come back and do what I do and love to do. So this is a great show. You say yes, and then you say, I've got one caveat, John. He's like, oh, what's that? I said, I must have a cape.
Yeah, damn straight.
Yeah, baby.
Damn straight you've got to have a cape.
I gotta have a cape, baby.
Yeah, of course you do. I got to tell you, I had no idea you were in it. I had no idea. And we're watching it, my wife Susie and I, who are huge fans of yours and everything else that you've done. And my kids, as you might imagine, they're 13, 11, and 8, so subtract a year and a half or whenever the first season of Mandalorian we were watching it is. They have yet to see, Do the Right Thing and Better Call Saul, and they've yet to see a lot. They haven't seen The Usual Suspects yet. And so you pop up as Moff Gideon, and it dawns on me that you are now the evil character, the Vader of this equation.
That's right.
Okay? And I pause it, and my wife and I explain to them how lucky they are that you are playing this character. I swear to you, we did this. It's just like, hey, his name is Giancarlo Esposito. This is amazing. Like you're in good shape here.
Thank you so much,
You're
Rich.
welcome.
It's
true.
A meaningful thing for young people to understand that the deep link between good and evil and stories of service like Mandalorian that excites them is a deep mythology of historical relevance. And for me to be involved in this show extends the kind of spiritual elements that I believe in, but the human elements that we need in our world right now.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay. I got to just return to this. So, Chris, he took off his hat when he said that there's going to be
I
a
noticed
new...
that too.
Okay, you had your hat. You had your hat
He
on.
lets it go.
Yeah,
Okay, no, I can't. Literally, my mind's been churning throughout the rest of this interview, Giancarlo. Okay, so what do we got here?
I don't. I was thinking it was just
Do we
something
go-
not even on screen that maybe he's directing a few episodes. Like I'm not sure.
No, I mean that could. By the way, I'm all in on that. Changing hats, like the figurative thing, like changing hats.
That's kind of what that was my first
Okay.
reaction to that.
Okay.
But
I love that. You guys are onto something. I'll just, look, hey, you guys got to figure it out. I can't give you too many cues.
No,
but
I know
you know
that.
what? Chris is a smart guy. TJ behind me, he's on it, except he learned today how to say, Big Brother Almighty. and I said to you, don't think too hard. So, Chrissy, baby, there you go.
on it.
Okay.
On it.
All right.
We learn from doing, and we learn from our experience.
By the way.
And I'm grateful for the experience to be able to do a bunch of different things this season
All right.
on Better Call Saul. April 18th.
April 18th. Can't wait. And the premiere was last night, right?
It was. Fantastic night. American Legion Hall. Never been there before. A great setting. All the folks came out. The gauntlet is being passed on AMC. I am so happy to be with them as a new home for my new show called The Driver. We begin production in May. Our production office opens. We start shooting in July, and they're banking on me for a new show for them. It's completely different than anything you've seen before.
Okay. Is that anything else you can tell us about it? Or
It's an unlikely story about a driver who's down on his luck, can't support his family, having trouble getting his kid through college.
Okay.
And he gets involved with a nefarious African, I would say, human trafficker of note who has some political relevance in New Orleans. And he has no idea what he's getting into, and he's over his head very quickly and has to get out.
So, and you play the...
I play Vince Bourgeois, the driver.
The
show is through his eyes. And I wanted to do this for the people of America because I started to think about what my life is like, where I've been, where I've come from, and about how people struggle to make ends meet. And I wanted to do a story about an everyman. An everyman, good person, can't make it happen, and he has to turn to some very shady means to try to make it happen. When he realizes he's in too deep, he realizes it's not equivalent with his moral code, and he's got to get out. So there are people across America trying to make it, and I wanted to represent that every man, every woman who's trying so hard, but it's not happening.
Well, you have me in anything you do. You know that. So,
Thank you, sir.
And I hope the rest of my audience feels the same way. I know they do. The sixth and final season of Better Call Saul premieres on Monday, April 18th with back-to-back episodes. Come on now. Let's go. And then the final portion of the 13-episode final season hits on July 11th. Thank you. Anytime here. Yeah, I'm truly appreciative of you stopping by here.
Always have fun here.
Thank you.
Truly do.
Right back at you.
Thank you.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.